Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shalom. If you are new, I do videos on pop culture, artists, new music releases, and sometimes I review music. And if you're returning, welcome back. You guys know the drill. Subscribe, like, and comment because this video is gonna be a bit... I am not even gonna lie guys, we're gonna get into some tea. This Kendrick and Drake beef has been going on for some time. I've been watching it unfold and I'm not gonna lie, these songs, these diss tracks have had me just, oh gosh, I don't know what Drake is like. Drake must be stressed at the moment. But to put it all into one, what Kendrick has been saying about Drake is basically that he is a pedophile, that he's a colonizer. He basically says in one song, like, stop saying the N-word. And he basically kind of invalidates Drake's blackness, which I kind of have a problem with, but I'll get onto that a little bit later. And I want to kind of get into why Kendrick Lamar is basically a hypocrite and is worse one, just the same as Drake, just minus the pedophile stuff really. Right, as much as I love these diss tracks, as much as when I heard them my mouth was literally wide open, and as much as this beef has reignited rap and has just, oh, this is just chef's kiss. This is what you call rap, guys. This is what you call true talent, when, you know, when a rap makes you think and it makes you pause, and there's double entendres, there's triple entendres, there's, oh gosh guys, stop it. Stop it. But you know what, at the same time, this is what Drake gets for thinking that he can go toe to toe with someone like Kendrick Lamar. Like, come on, Drake. It's different with other rappers. For example, like Nicki and Cardi. Nicki can go toe to toe with Cardi because they're not on the same level, and Nicki would out rap Cardi in any way, shape, or form. And she can do the same thing with Megan and all these other rappers. But Drake and Kendrick, you're not quite on the same level as rapping wise. You know, if we talk about bar for bar, word for word, you're not quite in the same category. I'm gonna have to say that, okay? They're different rappers, they have different styles, and you know, that's fine. But there's no way in this God green's earth that Drake is gonna ever out-rap someone like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. You know, Drake, stay in your lane, stay and stick to what you know. Be that certified lover boy, or as Kendrick says, certified pedophile. Whatever you want to do, just stick to yourself. Right, I want to get to one of the problems I kind of had with these diss tracks. So when Kendrick said Drake is a colonizer and we don't want to hear him say the N-word no more, but if you're gonna, you know, pick out Drake, you're gonna have to pick out all of them. Don't just come for Drake. There's so many people in rap, like Cardi B, to call out Doja Cat, Cardi B, 6ix9ine, all these people who are in the rap industry and stuff like that. So I'm just saying, you know, if it's Drake, it has to be all of them. You can't just pick and choose who it is. And I find it quite weird is he kind of invalidates Drake's blackness and says like, oh, we don't want to hear you say the N-word no more. But then his partner is literally the exact same shade as Drake. So it's a problem when it's Drake and when it's men who are of a lighter skin shade of mix, but then you're literally married, you're not married actually, you're dating someone and you had 2 kids with a woman who looks the exact same as Drake. So please make it make sense, to be honest. And that's the trend for a lot of darker skinned men and just men in the industry. Okay, this is editing me. I just realized, like, we even name a rapper who has dated someone, like a female who is really dark, like dark skin, like Offset dark, Quavo dark? Like, I genuinely can't name a rapper who has dated a woman of that complexion in rap. They'll normally get with people who are racially ambiguous or who are light skinned or who are white. For example, look at Kendrick Lamar. His girlfriend looks exactly like Drake. Quavo and Offset, Cardi B. Quavo dated Karrueche and then he went with Sweetie and then now he's with Lana Del Rey allegedly. Like, the list goes on and on and on and on. So that's the only thing I have weird is like, you're telling him not to say the N-word, but then you're literally dating someone who looks exactly like him. The other diss track where he basically says that Drake is a bad dad and that, you know, he's kind of a bad dad. And I'm just saying, a lot of the stuff he says, I'm not disagreeing with him. Some of the stuff he says, I do agree with. And he names Adonis on a couple tracks. And to be fair, I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, Drake's the perfect dad. I don't know, we don't know Drake, we don't know Adonis or whatever happens. But, you know, if it wasn't for Pusha T and that diss track, we wouldn't even know that Adonis ever existed. And then Kendrick brought up that Drake allegedly has a secret daughter. Family values and who's the best dad and whatever and invalidating everyone. I'm not gonna lie, you know, Kendrick, you've been dating the same woman since you were in high school and you're like, I don't know how old Kendrick is, I don't know. You've been dating your high school sweetheart, but then you've never actually fully committed to marry her, but yet you had 2 children with her and you're not married. Kendrick is only threatened by Drake because he is a mixed man and comes after him while procreating with someone who literally looks exactly like Drake. And I don't think Kendrick is as pro-black and as pro-everything as everyone thinks that he is. This isn't just Kendrick, but this goes for a lot of darker skinned men in the industry as well. But I'm just focusing on Kendrick because he's quite a good example. But when Iggy and people like Miley Cyrus in like 2013, 2014 were culture appropriating and doing the most, and when Iggy came on, people like Kendrick welcoming her with open arms and were basically accepting her into the industry. Same thing with Cardi B and Doja Cat, you know, the black community welcomed them up with open arms and the people were loving them and stuff like that. But then when it's a light-skinned or mixed man, it's something completely different, and oh my gosh, the horror. And on top of that, like I said earlier, you can have children with women who literally look like Drake, and then once you get that woman who looks or has the same complexion as Drake, you'll literally treat them like dirt even though they're your preference, and you'll be with them from the time you're in high school and then never actually marry or commit to them and then have 2 kids with them, and then that's quite embarrassing. Because if you're so committed and you're so all pro-black and having such a black household and keeping it together, wouldn't you have just married her already? Anyways, child, like I said, I don't think Kendrick really cares about Drake being a colonizer or saying the N-word, because if he has such a problem with those things, he wouldn't have supported people like Iggy Azalea and stuff like that back in 2013, back in 2014, and he wouldn't have let her into black culture and rap, and he wouldn't have written songs for her if he had such a big problem with non-black people saying the N-word and being colonizers and coming into the industry and stuff like that. But moving on from that, I I kind of love this for Drake because I've been waiting for someone to put him in his place. And if anyone is going to do that, it's going to be Kung Fu Kenny. It's going to be Kendrick Lamar to put him in his place. There's no artists who are supporting Drake openly. No one is coming out to give him support. But there's so many celebrities and artists who are openly supporting Kendrick. They're openly taking videos, rapping along to his music and stuff like that. But with Drake, it's crickets. Where is 21 Savage? Where is Nicki? Where's Wayne? Where is Quavo? Where are all these other people who are your so-called best friends? But I'm kind of loving it, really. When this was happening to Nicki, when it was 10 times worse, when there was literally corporate giants and people coming against her, Drake was nowhere to be found. It was crickets. So if I was Nicki, I'd let him fend for himself as well, to be honest. And I did see a video of Nicki trying to give Drake a bit of something, calling him an innovative rapper, trying to give him his flowers, but Nicki, I wouldn't be vouching so hard for him. I don't think, you know, as soon as Drake took that picture of Cardi B and said she's the hardest working rapper, I would have cut it off from then, really. Because Drake just doesn't have any loyalty. He dilly-dallies, he flips and flops when he likes you, when he doesn't. And the only reason you and Drake fall out all the time is because he actually slept with you. And I think that really genuinely bothers Drake, because he slept with every other person in the industry apart from Nicki Minaj. And I think deep down inside, that really bothers him and gets to him. So that's why he's always dilly-dallying and flip-flops when he likes Nicki, when he doesn't, when he wants to beef her. And then on top of that, all the music you do with Drake, at least in the last couple of years, he never even promotes it or does anything for it. Nicki Minaj does most of the promotion, like on Pink Friday 2 when they did the song Needle, he did nothing for that. Absolutely no promotion. Any song they do together, he doesn't even promote. But then when it's songs with other artists, he'll run down to promote them. When it's Future, when it's 21 Savage, he'll do all the promotion in the world. I'm kind of loving it. Let him fend for himself, let him sort his own beef out, and let him, you know, swim with the sharks. I am really, really loving it. And then with all of the stuff that Drake being a alleged pedophile and Kendrick Lamar basically calling him not a certified lover boy, certified pedophile, and then he's like, oh, on the strike a chord, it's probably A minor. So that's one of the best lines I've heard in rap in a long time, like A minor, because like a minor, and then the chord A minor, like, oh, you see the double entendres. There's a lot of Drake fans saying, oh, Kendrick Lamar, like all the Kendrick Lamar fans and stans are just taking what he says at first value. They're not even waiting for Drake to reply. If this was all false and these were all not true, Drake would have sued Kendrick by now. He would have done something, but because Kendrick actually has the receipts and they're going viral online for Drake being with a 16-year-old and then only going public with that 16-year-old when she was 18, then what do you want to say then? Because if these allegations were so false, then Drake would have sued and done something, and he would have done that in a heartbeat. It's like that woman, I've forgotten her name, but she exposes, you know, Hollywood and like the demonic activities in Hollywood. She exposes Beyonce, Jay-Z, like all the higher ups, but she says some wild things. And I'm just saying, you know, the stuff that she was saying wasn't true, then, you know, Beyonce and Jay-Z would have sued her because all her videos go viral on TikTok, on Instagram, wherever. So, and to be honest, Drake is worried about the wrong things here. He's replying to everyone but Kendrick Lamar. And when he does, it's not eating, to be honest. And he even said, oh, if I was a pedo, I would have been arrested by now. Drake, shut up. What are you talking about? That's literally, like, we could give so many examples of pedophiles or sex traffickers who literally weren't arrested but were in the industry for years. Like, literally R. Kelly. Come on. It took them so long to actually arrest him because the industry were just protecting him for so long. And all the higher ups like Jay-Z and stuff are protecting him. Sometimes Drake just does not think, and it's just so irritating because he's replying to the wrong things at the wrong time, and it just is not looking good. It just really is not looking good. If I was Drake, I would just retire at this point. I would just stop it. I would retire. You know, Drake has done everything in the industry. He's won all the awards. He's got Grammys. He's got everything. He's performed everywhere. There's nothing else for him to prove apart from him just wanting to make music. You don't have to keep proving yourself with these songs, with these diss tracks that aren't really hitting. It's okay. As much as I've had fun liking all the memes and posts about Drake and his downfall and, you know, Kendrick Lamar destroying him, at the same time, give it about a month and you guys will be back to streaming his music, you'll be back to buying his tickets and kissing his bum cheeks again. Because I remember when Drake got exposed for having a secret kid with a corn star. Sorry, I can't say the actual word because YouTube's very sensitive, okay? But you know what I mean, do the maths. When he got exposed for having a child with a star, basically, Shitty exposed him. Literally, I remember like the next summer or that summer, he literally released music and you guys are streaming it. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, I was guilty of that as well. I was streaming his music as well, even after that. So I'm not like just saying like, oh, everyone else and not me. I was literally streaming his music. I was enjoying and having a lovely time. But we all know, give it about like six business days and everyone will be back to listening to his music and everyone would have forgotten about this. Drake's just going to be remembered as the guy who got destroyed in like 3 songs. So it is what it is. His legacy is kind of ruined now. But at the same time, you guys will forget about it because it's Drake and he could get away with murder if he wanted to, guys. Like Cat Williams said, 2024 is the year for people to get exposed. Like, no one is immune, no one is safe, okay? But if you like this video, guys, give it a little thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe, share this video with someone who wants to hear something about BBL DRIZZY or Kung Fu Kenny. And that is all I have for you guys. Check out my shorts, check out my community tab, and that's all I have for you guys today. Shalom for culture, out.